Welcome back to 700 WLW Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network for the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 3-1 Redlegs, and Tyler Mahle pitching to Ozzie Albies, number 5-hole hitter for the Braves. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 now. Votto is mic'd up on ESPN if you want to go check it out. Splitter on the outside part of the plate called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here. 3-1 Redlegs. Albies so far has gone 0 for 1. He had a 4-3 ground out in his only at bat so far. Albies swings and misses at a hanging splitter. 86 miles an hour. Great splitter to destroy out of this ballpark and out of this world. But he pulled his head away from it and just whiffed on it. The 1-2 pitch to Albies is a high fastball, 94 mile an hour. No thought of swinging there by Albies. Mahle had a rough last inning, got 2 quick outs, and he walked 2 batters. An error by Votto let a run to score, and then there was a line out right back to him. That was a spectacular play, very acrobatic play by Mahle. 3-2 now after that. Slider gets a little bit away from him. 56th pitch coming up for Tyler. Albies hits a switch hitter, but he usually hits from the left. Sometimes he even hits from the left side against the left-handed pitcher. That's just his natural side and most comfortable side. That ball's hit high, and Senzel coming in on it, and it is a line drive single, but it is a great sliding stop by Senzel. If he wouldn't have stopped that ball probably would have been a double, possibly even a triple for the speedy Ozzie Albies. But instead, that is a leadoff single by Albies. And now comes up Adam Duvall. Duvall so far has gone 0 for 1 with a K. He got the count to 2-2 in the bottom of the second inning, but then he struck out off of a very nice fastball. Albies and Votto are talking at first base. Albies and Votto seem like they're getting along pretty well. That was a very nice hit there. He did not use much of his legs. He just reached out in the bottom right corner and hit a hard line drive right to Mr. Senzel. The 57th pitch from Mahle going to the home plate, and it's a swing and a foul ball by Duvall down the right base side, the right field side. 0-1 count. I am very excited for what this Red season is going to bring. They have a lot of new faces, a lot of guys that have left, like Eugenio Suarez, Michael Givens, Michael Lorenzen, Nicholas Castellanos, Jesse Winker, Tucker Barnhart, Wade Miley, just to name a few of the key losses the Reds got this offseason. But the Reds also got Brandon Drury, Donovan Solano, Hunter Strickland. They're not as good a quality of players, Tommy Pham, but Jake Fraley. A lot of these decent players that have a lot of potential, but just haven't shown it enough in the Major League Baseball level yet. They just need to get some time for the Reds, 1 to 3 seasons with arbitration and free agency and all that, to get themselves to the best possible spot for them. Hard line drive on the third base side by Duvall, and that ball's foul. 0-2 now. If you're wondering what the long delay was while I was rambling about the Reds, it was that there was a raccoon on the field right on top of home plate, and they needed to get him out of the ballpark. 0-2 now on Duvall. Mahle getting on the rubber. As Stevenson's behind home plate giving him the signs, he nods. And now the windup and the pitch by Mahle. It's a curveball down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now he spiked that maybe a little bit too much for his liking, but still not horrible. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 60th pitch of the game for Tyler Mahle on this opening night here in Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. Very, very nice day here in Atlanta. Duvall swings his bat to Mahle. The windup and the pitch. High fastball above Duvall's head. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He threw one way too low. Then he threw one way too high. Now let's hope they can throw one. A perfect pitch on the corner. There's a lot of fans here. A jam-packed day here at Atlanta, Georgia. Very excited to see just how many fans stick to the end here for the final pitch. Fastball right smack dab down the middle of the plate, and Duvall decides not to swing. That is the first strikeout looking at this young season for the Atlanta Braves, Nathan Duvall. Also the first strikeout looking of the season for either of these two teams that are playing in the baseball game today. Votto's loving that. Now comes up Travis d'Arnaud, who has gone 0 for 1 today with a hard fly out to Tommy Pham to end the bottom of the second inning. But I really do like Travis d'Arnaud and how he's been doing behind the plate so far. Fried has not been doing his best stuff, but he's always been framing everything the best he possibly can do. 1-0 count now on d'Arnaud. I think that Nick Senzel, I know this is off topic, but I think that Nick Senzel needs to have a huge season this year for the Reds to sign him in arbitration, because this is his first year as arbitration eligible. He has 3 or 4 more years of arbitration eligibility, but I don't really know if the Reds, if he just has a mediocre season this year, if the Reds are even going to be willing to keep him on the team when they have other prospects like Aristides Aquino, Alan Cordoba, Alan Cerda, all these different guys are, Jake Fraley coming up. They have all these different guys that are in the outfield. And if he just has a mediocre season this year, I don't really see a reason why he'd be on the team next year. After a throw over to first base to check on Albies, it's a fastball on the outside part of the plate, 95 miles an hour, called a strike on d'Arnaud. 1 ball, 1 strike. 64th pitch coming up. Seems like a very slow, steady ball game, and I'm very excited to see just how the game progresses after all of these moves made by the MLB commissioner and owners, coaches, players. They all had a big lockout. There's a foul ball there by d'Arnaud, but they all were in a big lockout, and they agreed on some things, disagreed on some things, but they agreed to get this opening day lineup slated for April 7th. Today is April 7th. Very excited for baseball to be back. I'm just excited to see how this season's going to play out for all these teams. Very slow pace now that Mahle has slowed down he's just slowing down everything. The later innings, I've noticed once I've been announcing these Reds games, that Mahle usually starts out the game red hot. First 2 to 4 innings, he's always red hot, super fast pitching, but after that, he takes a while to slow down. Now it's 2-2 count, 66th pitch coming up on to Travis d'Arnaud. The pitch, that ball is rocked to left field. That ball's hit high. That ball's hit deep, and that ball is foul. Barely foul. I thought that ball was for sure out of this ballpark, but definitely wasn't, because that ball was foul. That was a very bad pitch by Mahle on the inside part of the plate. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Fastball. Not a very good solution to an MLB player, especially Travis d'Arnaud, who was great at hitting fastballs mid-90s from righties. The 2-2 pitch of d'Arnaud is a fastball up and away, swing and a miss, and that is the 6th strikeout tonight by Tyler Mahle. Very, very, very good location on that fastball right there to go to 2 outs. The only guys in MLB history to have a 300 batting average, 400 on base, and 500 slugging, and a minimum of 5,000 plate appearances is Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Edgar Martinez, Larry Walker, Frank Thomas, Todd Helton, Chipper Jones, Manny Ramirez, and then some guys named Joey Votto and Mike Trout. I think you've heard of them. Votto's playing right now, and Mike Trout's one of the best center fielders to ever play the game of baseball, along with Votto playing first base, one of the best first basemen ever played the game called baseball. But these are just a very, very, very elite categories of guys with 300 average, 400 on base, and 500 slugging in an MLB career. The first pitch to Alex Dickerson is a slider on the inside part of the plate at 87 miles an hour for a ball. Dickerson in his first at-bat had a ground out on a spectacular play by India going to his left towards second base to make a spectacular grab and then a spectacular throw to first baseman Joey Votto to start last inning, bottom of the third inning. The 1-0 pitch is another fastball on the inside part of the plate. 2-0 now on Alex Dickerson. The 70th pitch coming up in his next pitch. Ozzie Albies is a very interesting player in the MLB because he has always had this sort of edge to him. He's not always been performing great on the stat line or on the scoreboard or just in general, but he is always there to put in 100% work, a lot like Ronald Acuna Jr. Acuna Jr. has a lot more natural talent, for sure, but Albies puts in just as much work, if not more work than Acuna, and Acuna puts in a ton of work as well. He is just recovering from a ACL tear. He won't be ready until the late April to beginning of May, not August, my bad. 3-0 count now on Alex Dickerson, and that's a fastball down in the strike zone. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Mr. Dickerson. Mahle has lost control after he got through the first 9 batters. Since then, he's gotten 2 strikeouts with the last 2 batters, but he's given up 4 base runners, 2 walks, a hit, and an error, but the only run he's given up has not been an earned run. The guys I would be expecting to see at the back end of the bullpen are Hunter Strickland, Luis Cessa, and Justin Wilson today in the 7th, 8th, and 9th if they get to be this close of a game at the end of the game. Let's say it's like 6-3 game, I'd be putting those 3 in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. And now it goes from 3-0 to 3-2 just like that. Albies is going to be running on this pitch because it's a 3-2, 2 outs. A lot of people loaded on the right side. One thing the MLB might do next season is eliminate the shift, as that ball's hit high and deep, and that ball is caught by Aristides Aquino at the right field wall. 87-mile-an-hour slider, hanger, crushed to the right field warning track. Great grab by Aristides Aquino. A 3-1 game going to the top of the 5th here on 700 WOW Cincinnati Bell Red Radio Network.